Well, the Cursed Blade Muramasa, some might call this the fanciest of all the artifacts, and I would probably say it is. It's our first immortal one that we have, and this thing actually is really good. Now, I am $330 into this event, and part of it was a little bit of a mistake there. I was going to get my Arcana for the Reaper, dropped 100, and realized I purchased the wrong one. So we then put that over on the Revival Cape there, so now I got the Arcana on that, and then I spent another 100 to go and get the one so I could use the Arcana, get the swap token, and go and put that into it. But as far as this whole spell roulette, 230 pulls is where I landed it. Is it the best? No, but I didn't hit the pity of 300, so I'm actually okay with that. One of the nice parts about this is going to be that passive stat of 15% global attack, which actually increased my CP by 1.44 billion. I know I'm getting up there, we're at 47.23 billion, and if I go and pop an S grade on, that gets us right around 50. But another nice part about these passives is this will actually give us 75 suppression. That's going to be the total suppression, will be how much damage you're really doing to enemy mounts, so that's going to be a nice little increase on it too. So where I did say in the other video that this is going to work extremely well with Wukong there, and the fact that that's going to be built all around the counter, the spears, if you get yourself a Goblin Warrior and you can go and, let's say, take this thing up to Mythic, you could pretty much be hitting this thing a whole bunch, not to mention other spears you grab inside the game, and the numbers really aren't too bad for when this thing drops. Now for reference, my attack on the screen here is 798.51 million, and every time I hit with one of my individual spears, it was hitting for about 5 billion. Not the biggest number, but still pretty decent for a hit. When this Muramasa finally drops this Demon Blade though, the initial hit on it was hitting for 15.98 billion. Once again, not a big number, but still pretty decent. But really the big number came after that, where I was hitting for 108 billion damage. Well, 108.16 billion, but that's a pretty big number to see there if you're able to crank out these spears. So for reference, I am running my skill build on this, and for the actual skill damage inside my stat details, we're at 170%. So it might be where you are, you might be seeing this number as the same. Oh, and I should probably say that this skill is every 4 spears, you're going to summon the Demon Blade. That's going to do 600% damage, which was at 15.98, I think we saw, and then followed by 2% of the max health of the enemy up to 20 times your attack that you have. Best part is, if you are able to get 12 spears out there, you can trigger this up to 3 times a turn. Now, as far as the whole Awaken skill on this one is going to be more set towards that whole Wukong counter build on it, but pretty much this Muramasa Demon Blade here is going to have the Hazy Moon Slash. And this will be 3 attacks at counter attack damage at 120%, and this will actually hit both of the enemies. So the first one here, we're hitting for like 3 billion and 899 million on one slash, and then the second one's pretty close to about 3 billion. There might be like a 2.7 in there. And then finally, the big one where you're going to actually see this Muramasa come across is going to be hitting for 899 million. Nothing huge for the numbers on that, but you can see there is now the Muramasa icon underneath that, which is going to have Oni Bind. Now, if we happen to counterattack when they have that Oni Bind on there, now they're going to be getting an additional 20% damage of the main character's attack. Now my counter rate's only at like 10%, so I was having a hard time hitting it, so just know that that 20% will be there if you are able to land a counter within those next 2 turns. And you will also get a shield at 10%, you can see that here, and really this isn't too bad of a thing to have because we could always use some more shields. But this ain't a bad one to have at all. I don't know if I'm going to be running this instead of the Spear of Thor, given how much lightning damage I'm doing and having that increase the skill damage, but this is still nice for the passive, and it's not really a bad option to go for if you want to do it as your main skill. Was it worth $130? I guess I would say that I've spent more and gotten less, so I'm actually happy with this one here. Would have loved to get it for 20 bucks, but that just wasn't the case. But if you want to know everything that has come to this event, everything you need to know about it, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.